Oh, what else is interesting here is a curious email about Seth Rich. Now, Seth Rich was a DNC staffer who was murdered here in Washington, D.C., and the murder remains unsolved. Now, there are those who question how and why he was murdered and what happened there, and you can just imagine there are people who've alleged he was involved in the WikiLeaks leaks or the DNC hacking. I don't know if any of that's true. I do know that when a political person like Seth Rich is murdered, politics intervenes in the investigation of his death. So we've tried to do some FOIA work there. We haven't gotten anywhere because death investigation is still open. But the FBI, I think, had told us they had no documents. Well, lo and behold, out of this Lisa Page, Peter Strzok document, there's references to Seth Rich. Let's see what it says here. There is there's a media inquiry about, so an official whose name they redact writes, various news outlets are reporting today that Julian Assange suggested during a recent overseas interview that DNC staffer Seth Rich was a WikiLeaks source and may have been killed because he leaked the DNC emails to his organization, and that WikiLeaks is offering $20,000 for information regarding Seth Rich's death last month. Based on this news, we anticipate additional press coverage on this matter. I hear that you are in class today. However, when you have a moment, can you please give me a call to discuss what involvement the Bureau has in the investigation? A Washington field office agent responds, I'm aware of this reporting from earlier this week, but not any specific involvement in any related case. I don't know what that means. I'm reading it to mean we're not involved, but it reads oddly. So if I had received that email, I would have written back, what do you mean? Is it yes or no? An unidentified agent then writes to both Maffa, who is an FBI guy, and Strzok, just FYSA, for your situational awareness. I squashed this with redacted, so there's a blank. Strzok then forwards that email chain to Page. So that's curious. You know, it looks like they squashed it maybe with a media outlet, I don't know. But they're talking about Rich here. They suggest that the FBI isn't doing much, if anything, on it. But they squashed an inquiry, which is a substantial issue. I mean, Assange, you know, I don't know whether he was telling the truth there, but, you know, certainly that would be enough. If, you know, it would have been enough for the FBI to investigate Donald Trump, but not enough for the FBI to launch an investigation into the Seth Rich murder. That's what that shows. Isn't it curious what they decide to investigate and what basis they base that decision on? Trump, they got garbage rumors. They start spying on him and other innocent Americans, targeting Manafort, targeting General Flynn. Here you've got someone publicly suggesting that Rich was murdered for somehow being involved in the DNC leaks, and the FBI, their response is, how do we quash that? Meaning we're not doing anything. And that's the most charitable reading of this. So that's interesting.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.